Hey, Miss Harris, how you doing today?
I'm okay. I'm a little frazzled right now, but I'm okay.
Understandable. So tell me again about what happened last Friday.
I um I get home and I find Joey holding his arm and it's swollen, and I found out that the boys were playing wiffle ball in the house when I told them so many times not to do that. And it looked so bad, I brought him to the emergency room to get checked out.
So the boys were probably getting into a scuffle upstairs, and Joey might have gotten a little too close to the stairs. Is that right?
Well, they of course are saying that none of that happened, but I don't, for him to fall down a few flight of stairs and hurt his arm like he did, I have to believe that the boys were being rough. You know how boys can be. They were being rough.
So when you got home, you said Joey was holding his arm, and the other boys were giving you a report of what happened.
Yeah, that's correct. I left work. It was a long day. You can imagine with 3 boys and a recent divorce. I was running a little bit late because a colleague asked me to go have a drink with her across the street, and went over there quickly, and then of course I had to get some food. You know how boys will eat everything in the house, and so I stopped at the grocery store. So when I got home I was pretty frazzled, and my eldest, Ethan, is in charge of watching the 2 younger ones, and he said that they weren't arguing or fighting, but Joey said that one of the other brothers was teasing him, and the next thing, they're on the stairs, and he fell, and he's holding his arm, and it looked bad. So I obviously took him to the hospital, like I would do with any of the boys when something like this would happen.
Right. So you were working late. I guess you're having to work pretty hard now that it's just you, right?
Yes, and trying to keep up with feeding these boys and their sports and homework, everything else. It's pretty overwhelming right now.
So it's pretty hard for you to be there when you're single parenting and you're working so hard. You're stretched pretty thin, I imagine.
Yes, I'm always envious of people that have family that live nearby, but all of our family lives in Michigan, so I don't have any help at all. So it's very challenging. Yes.
Wow. So all your family's out of town, and you really don't have anybody to help you.
No one to help.
Yeah. So you're just taking care of everything and working full time too.
Yes, I am, and I'm.
So I guess the older boys also had some accidents in the past, or?
Well, boys will be boys, and they play sports, and they're very active. But yes, there have been some accidents.
Well, it sounds like you like to be home a little more to watch the boys a little more closely, but it's difficult to do that.
Unfortunately, when I was married, I got to work at least. And yes, it's very stressful right now.
So your work colleagues probably provide some support, I would think.
I have a couple of close friends at the office.
But I would imagine if you are able to spend a little time after work with a friend, that relieves some of the stress.
Well, it did until I got home and saw what happened to Joey. But yes, I was really looking forward. I needed to let my hair down a little bit, and I didn't think there was any harm in having one drink.
Right. Well, it sounds like you're a very conscientious mother.
I try to be, but it's very challenging right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, tell me more about that.
This is new for my sons, and it's new for me. I feel very frazzled. I'm doing the best that I can to be a great mom, but I'm struggling with my new role as having to work full time too. So it's very challenging right now.
So between work and single parenting, you're stretched pretty thin, and you're relying on the older boys to help babysit Joey.
I have no choice. I have no other help, and I really can't pay for a babysitter as well to come in to help them. So, he's 12. Well, Ethan is 14, and Will is 12. But they're old enough. They should be old enough to help watch Joey.
Right. So your feeling is that the boys are pretty responsible and you can rely on them?
Yes, I do think they're responsible, but I also know that they're gonna be boys, obviously, what happened today.
And tell me about the accident that happened earlier with Will, earlier this year.
Yeah, Will was, he was outside with his brothers and some friends, and they were playing football, and what I was told is that he was trying to catch the ball and ran, didn't see the stump, and that's how he broke his ankle. So.
And so they actually called 911 because you were at work, is that right?
Yes, yes, this is, right after the divorce.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was working full-time, and the boys were playing outside.
But they were having a little trouble contacting you, getting you on the phone, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, my job is in customer service, and I'm on the phone.
Well, and just again, let me try to summarize what happened. So you've got, it's just you, your family's out of town, you have few people to rely on, so the boys, being as responsible as they are, the older ones are helping you babysit your younger boy. And at this point, work is pretty demanding, obviously with you working full-time, moving from a part-time, and you're feeling so much pressure to be at work, and it is helping to have some work colleagues that support you, that you end up staying away from home a little bit more than you would really prefer, and so the boys are left on their own, and you wish you could be there more often, but between your work and some of the social situations, you find yourself away from home quite a bit.
Yes, I wish I could be at home more, but gosh, I also need opportunity to have some adult time too. This is a new challenge for me, being a single mom and having to work full time and dealing with 3 rambunctious moms. Want to give myself some downtime to hang out with some of my colleagues. So.
Well, it's really good that you have given that some thought and recognize that you have your own personal needs that need to be met. That's very important too.